This right here is the Zelda Notes app on the Nintendo Switch app on your phone. And today we'll be experiencing this for the first time, what it's like, what it does, because with the Nintendo Switch 2 versions of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, these apps have been implemented to give you an extremely immersive experience. We'll be covering every single thing within this app. There's a Tears of the Kingdom version and the Breath of the Wild version. I also have the official collector's guidebook with me too, so we can create a really immersive experience. And if you see anything in the video like products or stuff like that, I'll be linking them down below. So let's dive in and see exactly what this does. The first thing you need to do is go to your app store and download the Nintendo Switch app and log in. What you want to make sure is that you have The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition on your Nintendo Switch, as well as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which we will also be going over as well. So let's boot up Tears of the Kingdom, because that's the most recent game that came out, and see exactly where the setup begins with Zelda Notes. So on the main menu, Tears of the Kingdom, you'll see something at the bottom right over here called the Zelda Notes setting. By clicking on this for the first time, this will cause the Zelda Notes to enable. Mine is currently enabled, so me clicking it again is asking if I want to disable it. I'm not going to do that because mine already enabled. So make sure your stuff is enabled. After that, you can then just hit continue on whatever game you are in and load in. Now, while this loads in, let's also open up our Nintendo Switch app, which is going to show exactly where we have to go in this game. So let's pop open my Nintendo Switch app right over here, just like this. And we're going to go ahead and click on the Zelda Notes app here. You can see there's game-specific services, and this is what happens when you launch it. Then it's going to tell you to select a title. If you want to select Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, and because we're in Tears of the Kingdom, we're going to hit Tears of the Kingdom, just like that. Now, the Zelda Notes on the phone is convenient if you have a phone, but if you have an iPad or tablet that can have the Nintendo Switch 2 app on it, I suggest doing that, because come here, take a look at this. That is not Zelda. That's in someone else. This is actually the difference between the two. This is the phone version and this is the iPad version. So I'm going to be using that because this one's a little more immersive to me. Now, I have two products with me if you are trying to experience Zelda Notes in front of a television. And I know this looks like really stupid in my hand right now, but let me show you, and then you'll be like, oh, this is really not stupid. This looks good. Okay, the first one is if you have a mobile phone. I actually saw this at a Nintendo Switch 2 event that I went to, and they had these placed on like the edge of the couches. So we have this sitting like this over here. This is for your Joy-Con mouse if you have one, but this game doesn't require mouse features. But then you can take your Zelda Notes app, and then you can place it just like this and activate whatever you may need on this app so it can talk to you while you're sitting down, right? It's a great way to just, experience it this way. Now, the second product I got, it's like a little lap placement thing here. So you could just sit on your lap, place this. It actually has a phone holder, so if you want to put your phone here and experience Zelda, that's cool too. That also works here. While you are also gaming. Yeah, you have your Pro Controller here, you're resting your elbows here, and you're able to just game. It also works very well for the iPad. Usually you want to have a case on it. I feel like it falls out if it's not just the iPad, so I have my iPad placed like this. So yeah, we have my Zelda Notes right over here. It's on my lap right now, just like this. So you're getting an angle of what it looks like for me on the TV. I have my Zelda Apps Note in front of me, and it looks pretty convenient. So I can hit everything here, voice memories, navigation, anything here. So that's what this looks like. So I'll be using the iPad for the rest of this video to explain exactly what we're gonna do. And we'll first start off with voice memories. So now we have all these options on the screen over here. And if you click on any one of these icons, you'll get a tutorial for each one, and we'll go over each one. The first feature we'll be going over is the voice memory on the app. So when you click on voice memory, basically as you approach something, we'll probably hear it. Hear that? That means we are getting close to memory. The more it beeps, the more closer you are. So let's see where exactly this memory is going to be. There it is. And it's going to play where I am.
This is one of the Skyview towers that Purah designed to aid in the restoration of Hyrule. Now, if only Purah could have similar success finding any volunteers to use the paraglider to survey the land from above.
Dude, that's crazy! And then it tells you, well, I'm by another one? Hold on, wait a second here. This is cool. You get to learn about everything in the area. Maybe down below? There it is.
When I told Purah of my plan to venture beneath the castle to investigate the gloom, she expressed strong opposition. It was only my suggestion to establish an outpost here, a place to observe the gloom from and to reach the hidden path beneath the castle, that earned her begrudging acceptance.
That's the hidden path! That's crazy. So like, wherever I am, it just tells you exactly. And look how many there are. There are actually 150 of voice memories. So you kind of have an idea of voice memories. They just give you more of a history of the area wherever you're exploring in the game. So that's really cool to be immersed inside of this thing, because these little fun facts were never in the games previously. So you get to learn all these information from Zelda's perspective. The next feature that we're going to be talking about on the lovely Zelda Notes app is navigation. So here's what's crazy about navigation. There is going to be an entire category section on here that shows shrines of light, the Skyview Towers, lights, everything basically that would allow you to be a completionist in the game and acquire 100%. And as you see, today I'm wearing my Korok shirt, and when I look at my Korok section on here, it says hidden Koroks 4% done and traveling Koroks 5% done. This is unacceptable. If I click all the way on the app and click on, like, let's just say I'm trying to find Koroks. Look at my screen. Hold on, I gotta show you. I didn't do anything. I didn't do, these are all like Korok seeds I did not get at all. So while I'm here, I guess since I'm really close to this area right now, let me explain exactly how the GPS works. So what it does is, if I open up my game right now, like if I open up my screen, you'll see that I'm at the lookout tower in the game. And on the GPS, you'll see that I'm in the exact same spot. So depending on where I go, on the map is where my character will be. So if I was to teleport all the way to like up north, yeah, let's go up north. So my character's here, that should disappear from here. This is my little exact GPS location. So I've just landed in the game and this has completely disappeared. But if I go ahead and tap that, it'll find exactly where I am, and I could zoom in and be like, oh, we're literally by the volcano at the top. Like, this is kind of crazy. So here we are, boom, all the way here. Now, also on the map, just generally on the map, when you don't have anything selected, something cool is that you could see down below in the depths, right? Just like how it looks like in the game. So I can see everything in the depths. That's my entire depths map. And I can see everything on these sky islands, and you can zoom in as much as you want. It's really interactive. Like, this is really cool. It almost feels like you're playing the Wii U and you have your own pad, but you also have the game happening at the same time. So I think it's kind of a cool integration, just that you could do this on your phone or an iPad. Anyway, let's talk about navigation, because what this game has inside of it functions like you're using Google Maps or you're using a GPS feature or Apple Maps. It's really cool. So what you want to do is just select categories, and you saw what we were doing already with all these Koroks on screen. Let's go ahead and look for a specific Korok. So I'm gonna zoom in all the way here onto my map, and we're just gonna, let's select this Korok seed because I haven't grabbed this one. So I'm gonna hit activate voice guidance, and check this out.
Guidance activating.
So now
proceed far southwest.
Proceed far southwest. So it knows exactly where I am. I'm too far. So let's maybe get a little bit closer so we can hear the instructions a little bit better. Turn south, and we're gonna listen. It was too good to be true when I was watching the trailer, and I'm like, there's no way this is implemented like this. This is crazy.
Proceed a short distance south.
Short distance south. Okay, I'm here.
Proceed upward.
Up. Oh, literally up. Okay, we're gonna go up. And it's starting.
In this vicinity.
It would rain as I'm climbing up. Like, what are the chances that it's raining as I'm climbing up in my video? And now I'm gonna keep falling because this game hates me.
In this vicinity.
In this vicinity. Okay.
You reached your destination.
Guidance
deactivating.
I've reached my destination. Guidance deactivating. So now I'm gonna be like, oh, what looks like I could be moving here? So I'm gonna just grab that. I wonder what's underneath, everybody. Yeah. There it is. And I've now acquired another Korok seed in my game. This is crazy because I just found this hidden Korok, and I could just go to the next one as well. Now, also something interesting about this game is I'm gonna open up categories. So now we unselect Koroks and they will disappear from my map completely. So let's go for a Shrine of Light because I didn't finish them all. I'm at 71% according to this app. So I got my Shrines of Light selected. I'm gonna close this now, just like this. And ones that look like they're dimmed out, those are the ones I already finished. So we're not looking for those. We're looking for ones I didn't do. Okay, let's go for maybe the one located all the way at Crenell Peak. So I'm gonna activate my voice guidance.
Guidance activating. Proceed far east.
So I'm gonna go east as far as possible.
Proceed southeast.
South.
Proceed east.
Hold on. I don't wanna get a game over here.
Proceed a short distance north. Guidance deactivating.
If you die, the guidance deactivates. Oh, would you look at that? What the heck? It was down here, northwest. I found it.
You have discovered your destination. Guidance deactivated.
That's so crazy. We're in. So this is the John shrine. Now, something I wanted to show off, if you want to immerse yourself even a little further, this is the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Complete Official Guide Collector's Edition. Now, in this book, you also will find the shrines itself. They literally have every single shrine and the basics of how to walk through each shrine. So if you want to go even a step further with this, then you can use this to go through your shrines after finding your shrines on the GPS feature. So with this and this, you pretty much don't have to watch any more YouTubers, but this game's already been out, so maybe you can watch my YouTube videos if you're stuck. Now, under navigation, besides just collectibles, you're also gonna find enemies, as well as treasures, quests, side quests, adventures, and all the new voice memories that have been added to it, as well as the bubble frogs, because you get a really cool outfit in Tears of the Kingdom by finding the bubble frogs, which I did a video on, so you should check that out too if you haven't gotten that outfit yet. But that's pretty much it for the navigation section. Now let's go over some other features. Let's go to my play data. This is like your achievements in the game. It's not on a Nintendo Switch, but this might be the closest thing we have to achievements on a Nintendo Switch. So for example, if I click on Citizen of Hyrule, it'll show how much time I spent in the game. And I have Emerald, which means I've spent 200 hours, and it tells me the date I earned this in 6/4/2025. That's not possible. I played this in 2024. I guess all the trophies updated for the Nintendo Switch 2 the moment I got it. So I guess that's what it's doing. So yeah, you could see all your trophies, what you're missing. This one says earned by increasing your series amiibo scan stat. There's some interesting ones here that I don't have. My goal might be to get all these achievements, but if you want to go through them, it's pretty interesting. I have Explorer, so it says navigation destination visited. So some of these trophies or these medals or awards, however you want to say it, or achievements are tied specifically to this app. So that's a way to earn them. So yeah, I have quite a bit to earn. So you guys could take a look at that for yourselves on here. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is global play data. This one's kind of crazy because it shows you the amount of rupees you collected. It shows you the treasures open and just a bunch of stats in the entire game. And when you click on it, so if I say treasure chest open, it says 718. It shows me in comparison to the data of the entire world of where I'm placing. So like I'm not on the number of users on the left side, or I'm not the number of users on the right side. So these probably collected like nothing, while I'm closer to the upper edge though. I'm almost up there. So let me know if you're going through your app, like some crazy stuff that you see on your global play data. Materials collected, I'm all the way at the bottom. Is that which way is good? Is it left or right? Yeah, so this is definitely the low end. Left is the low end. Yeah, I'm on the low end for some of these. Zonai abilities used, nothing. Sage power used, dude, it shows who you're using. I'm using Tulin a lot. Tulin's like the best one because everyone uses them in the air. Just a ton of stats to go through. So shrines visited, where you're placing. Yeah, this is cool global stats just to see how you're doing. The next one's really interesting. It's like a little daily bonus spinning wheel. So if you click on that, what you want to do initially with this is touch the screen to bring the wheel to a stop, and you'll get an effect in your game depending on what you're going to get. These effects are going to reset every day at 8 p.m. So you want to roll this probably at 8:01 and then play all the way until 8 p.m. So you get a long time. So nighttime, activate these at nighttime. I guess that's the best way to do it. So I'm kind of curious what we're earning today on this wheel. So here we go. I'm going to touch to start. What are we getting? What are we getting? What are we getting? Oh, I have to stop it? Okay, touch to stop. Here we go. Are we getting something good? Stamina recovery. Okay, so restore stamina and temporarily extends your stamina wheel. Time remaining 23 hours and 59 minutes. So it even tells you how long you have left. It's 3:49 p.m. for me, so it's definitely gonna end soon. Like I only have a few hours to do this. Activate the effect in game by using the daily bonus item in the key items menu. So let's try to activate this in game. Key items. No freaking way. You see that? The daily bonus item is now inside of my game and the key items. It says activate stamina recovery. I got that bonus stamina wheel. How crazy is that? Not bad. I think stamina is definitely the best one. So now if I'm climbing, look at that. The yellow bar is right there. I literally just activated that from an app. How did make that make sense? How cool is that? Now let's move on to everybody's favorite part about Zelda games, the amiibos that everyone can acquire with no problems. And if you actually, the camera turns around, I have a bunch more just sitting on a table shelf right there. Yeah, but we'll just go over what this amiibo feature is on here. So let's just hit amiibo. And apparently, because I registered 4 of the new ones that came in, if you watched our previous video, we did unbox them and see exactly what they gave you in game. But I could click on it and it tells me the date the amiibo released, which is kind of crazy. And if I scan this amiibo 4 more times, I'll be able to scan it an additional time. So you get a bonus scan if you do all the scans. So that's cool. Also, it gives you like the actual product cover of it. What it looks like in the packaging and what it looks like without the packaging. Let's register some amiibo in the game that we haven't since we have the Zelda app and see what happens. So let's open up the amiibo feature on the Switch 2 and we gotta scan these in here. So look, I have Tears of the Kingdom link over here in my hand and I'm just gonna tap this and we're gonna see if it registers on the app. Let's see. Did that register? So let me hit the refresh. And it says link Tears of the Kingdom has been registered. And it tells you the total amount on the top left. So it says 5 out of 32. So I wonder what happens when you get them all in the game. Because I have a couple of these guys already registered, let me do one more for someone already scanned. So you can see there's a green icon for one. So this is the second time I'm scanning him in. Oh, that was a little too hard. Okay, so if I refresh, yeah, now he has a 2. It shows that I scanned him 2 times. So it says if you scan this amiibo 3 more times, you'll be able to scan in an additional time. So if you really want to see what happens, you can date skip and see exactly what you get. But it's just a really cool way of registering all 32 amiibos that are compatible with the game. Let's move on to the photo studio. Now let's move on to the feature that people like doing, sort of. It's the photo studio. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you're into taking photos in games. I do for thumbnails, so it kind of makes a big deal for me. Anyway, photo mode. So we're gonna open up, hold our L1, our L button, and just click on the camera here and see, you know, take a picture of something, right? Maybe we'll do a selfie. Let's do a selfie. So I got my cool outfit on. Okay, save to album. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to my album and it says pictures in your albums can be sent to Zelda Notes. Okay, then we're gonna press the minus button to go to the album. Select those. Yeah, we'll use those 2 pictures and then we'll hit the X button to send, as you can see on the bottom here. So X, send. Finish sending to Zelda Notes, as you can see on the screen over there. I'm gonna refresh this. Would you look at that? Our pictures have just been sent. So let's select an image and then there's our picture in all its non-HD glory. It does not look too HD. And then we can edit it. So let's touch it up. Select an aspect ratio so we could pick the aspect to, you know, 4:5, 1:1, 16:9. We'll go next. And then here's a list of the title icons, just the Zelda icons over here, just like this. We have regular icons. Wow, there are a lot of icons in the game. That is a lot. QR codes? You can only insert QR codes for designs that you have added into your I didn't know we can add QR codes into that, and frames. We also have frames. So if I wanted to add, I don't know, here, a bunch of Koroks, I could put that on my frame. If I want an icon, you have to pick the frame you want the icon. Okay, sure. This is such an ugly picture. And then title logo, boom. And then we'll do large and we'll put it right there. And then confirm. And then I will save as new image on the bottom of this. And there we go. I'll make that my profile picture too. Apparently I can do that. That's pretty much photo mode. Now the next Zelda Notes app that we're gonna be looking at is going to be item sharing. This one is kind of crazy and I feel like the community is gonna figure out how to duplicate things using this specifically. But minus all the duplication stuff, let's play normal for this scenario. Now on the right side of the screen, you have an option that says enable item box sharing or not enable it. I could also share my QR code with all of you who are watching the video, which we will do because I'll put some cool items in there, or I could add another user item's QR code. So maybe if you guys want to tweet me on Twitter or go join my Discord down below and put on some QR codes, we could do this, the Zelda Notes stuff. This is my QR code. I guess you guys want to screenshot this QR code. Now is the time to screenshot the QR code because I am enabling my box to be shared so you guys can find what's in here. Anyway, there's nothing in this box, and how do we put stuff in the box is the big question, right? So we have to open up our game and we have to go to the key items menu, right? And then we have the item sharing icon. Looks exactly the same as the app, right? So when I select the item sharing icon, click like this, I can do something such as deposit or withdraw, depending on what I do. So I'm gonna hit deposit here, and ooh, I got some silver Lionel saber horns for people. So maybe I'm gonna add some of these in there so you guys can make some crazy weapons, because these are tough Lionels to beat. So I'm gonna throw that in there. Maybe I'll throw some mace horns in there as well. Okay, I am ready to go, and I'm gonna hit my plus button on my Pro controller to deposit it. So boop, there we go. Deposit, finish sending to Zelda Notes. Now, if we take my Zelda Notes and then we're gonna refresh over here, just like this, there's the items. I have just literally transferred and it says the game and the name. So there we go, it's done. So I have selected this and I hit send to game, right? So for example, I hit send, it can be withdrawn from the game. So now that I've done that, I can go back to my Zelda Notes and I could say withdraw. And it just received 2 of the Lino horns that I just sent to my game. Something else that's kind of cool here too is I believe the next interesting thing about this app is you could select the items and you could also game transfer. Now, when you game transfer, that means you're sending it to Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. But once that item goes to another Zelda game, it's gone. You can only transfer an item once. So let's game transfer. So I'm gonna game transfer and look what it says. It says the conversion. So because there's no silver Lino mace horns in Breath of the Wild, it's gonna basically convert to Breath of the Wild to give me 150 rupees. So what's really cool is you can naturally see the conversion of the item. Let's do another quick example here on the screen. So let's say I want to send a weapon and I want to send a soldier's base sword. So let me go back to my key items here. We're going to hit item sharing. We're going to deposit and we're going to go to our weapon section and I'm going to send a soldier's broadsword high quality over to it. So I'm going to select that. Oh! We're discovering this live together. Use limit resets in 22 hours. So it looks like you can only send 10 items at a time. But check this out. What if I don't save my game? How is it gonna know this? I'm not gonna save my game. I'm gonna close out. This is like live testing right now. I'm gonna click it again. Let's see if we can bypass that. That would be a little interesting because that's annoying for me. And if there's a workaround, we're gonna work around it. And if Nintendo wants to fix that, Nintendo can fix that if they choose to, right? As long as it's available to do, we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna hit continue. I'm gonna go back to my main save from a while ago, and I'm probably gonna end up having all my items. I'm in Ancient Zora Waterworks, and I'm going to go to my items. And you can see, I have all my Lino horns over here, but you could also see that the ones I transferred are still in this game here. So I can actually put more in. So let me go to my key items, and let me go down to this, and I'm going to deposit. Oh, it knows! You can't use item sharing other save data until some time has passed. Maybe date skipping might work? Okay, we just did a 24-hour date skip. We're gonna reboot the game. So if I do a deposit, wow, that's pretty good. Okay, so that's just to show you guys how to do it. Anyway, my QR code is open and you can grab these silver Lino horns and make some really strong weapons if you haven't taken them out. The next feature function, I call them apps because it looks like an app, is the auto build sharing feature on the Zelda Notes app. Now this one specifically has few things. It has 0 out of 60 on here, and it tells you to scan a QR code. So when you hit scan a QR code, you can either scan it with the camera or you could scan it from an image. And one of my favorite Reddits when playing Tears of the Kingdom is r/Hyrule Engineering. This is where people post a lot of crazy stuff, and I hope you guys actually use that specific Reddit to keep uploading creations and making QR codes out of it. But first, let's go ahead and find one. So I found one by user leading_run_333, and he came up with this really interesting build called the Simple Speedy Segway. So this is the first thing I saw on Hyrule Engineering, and I kind of want it. I'm not gonna lie, it looked kind of cool. We're gonna try to get it in our game. So I am going to scan this. Let's see if my iPad can capture this properly. I scanned it using my QR code that was recorded, and it says add this design of Basil Flit. Let's add the design. Okay, it says design added. Then we get the option send to game. So I'm gonna send to game, and it said send to game, please accept the design in game. So let's go ahead and head over to the game, and I'm gonna stop recording on the iPad. So we're back at the game, and I want to go into my auto build. So let's see what's going on here. Auto build. So it says on the bottom right, you can share auto build designs using the Zelda Notes, and the plus button says receive. So let me go hit that receive button, and it says boom, that's exactly it. There it is. That's what I got. What? So if I build this now, no way. This is the design directly from Reddit. Oh my gosh. It's the bike. Okay, it's a little hold on. Wait a second. Let's hop on. Whoa. Okay. It's pretty it's not the best design. Maybe it's not meant for this cave. I'm not doing so well, but the point is we got it into Tears of the Kingdom from Reddit, and that's what matters. We're gonna go to our auto build. Now I wanna send this, so maybe you guys can test out if this works and where this exact item works. So I'm gonna hit the send button, finish sending to Zelda Notes. Now I'm gonna open this up, and when I refresh it, it's gonna have the exact same build show up here because I sent it here, and it's kind of a double build here. It has a QR code. Oh, I don't like this though. It says P beats you now, so little weird because now it's showing that it's my build. Like here we go, this is Basil Flint's build, right? But maybe if I added improvements, it would be my build. So there might be some plagiarism issues here. Maybe that part needs to get fixed, I don't know. But this would avoid plagiarism from someone making a design, putting it under their account, sending it back to themselves, and then sharing it. Because then now it looks like I made this, but I didn't. So just keep that in mind, designers. And if you are using someone's, please don't plagiarize their work. Just add something to it, improve on it, and then share it. That way we can keep the community in a really good spot. Here's the QR code if you guys want to get it. It's really tiny. So we're gonna zoom in via our edit so you can see it and screenshot it. But yeah, that is Tears of the Kingdom. Now there's also a Zelda Notes for Breath of the Wild, but we're not gonna go crazy like we just did for Tears of the Kingdom. To enable that, you just have to boot up Zelda Breath of the Wild, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. And once you boot it up completely, the menu is gonna be on this side. And what you wanna do is hit the Zelda Notes setting just the same way you did in Tears of the Kingdom. It's gonna give us a little information here. And it's going to then say, if you did it correctly, communication with Zelda Notes is now enabled. So then you're gonna hit continue or go wherever you are inside of your games. I'm in the Great Plateau. I'm gonna start over here. And when we open up the app, necessarily, we're gonna hit the Breath of the Wild app on the iPad or on your phone. Same things. You're gonna have voice memories, which is basically gonna be all of Zelda's voice memories depending on where you go in the game. We're gonna have navigation. It's gonna tell me to function the exact same way as the other game where you have the map and everything. You have global player data, which is pretty much the exact same thing as before. It shows your accomplishments and your where you placed in on the global standards. Daily bonus, exact same thing. Just for good luck, I guess we can see what we get for this video. Let's see what we get. Electro Mule, okay. And to activate all that stuff in Breath of the Wild, we're still gonna go to the key items and the daily bonuses right here, Breath of the Wild. Same thing, the effect is there and we got it. Yeah, and then you have item sharing, which is gonna function the exact same way as Tears of the Kingdom. So let me know if it's your first time playing any of these games or if you're revisiting and if you're now gonna try this experience because of this video. Let me know and check out this video on your screen over here. Also, please subscribe. Thanks.